What's up, everybody? Blood on the Razor Wire TV up in this tonight. We're going to talk about Donald Trump. We'll talk about all the things going on in the world. We'll discuss some of the videos that we had this week, but we'll get some people in here, man, and we will get busy. Let's see. Hopefully, people come in here tonight. I want to make sure everybody can hear me, too. Because, sometimes we got some funny stuff going on with this audio. But let's see what's up. Country, can you hear me? So we do like a testing 1, 2, 3. Anyway, got to scratch my head, but you see me without no hat on today. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Mike Miller, Trump 2024. What's up? All good? Hit that like button on the way in, man. Let's do it tonight. We can hear you. Hey, Chad, what's up? I hear you. Okay, Tim. Peter in the house. Florida in the house. Trump 2024. Let's go. What up, Chad? Leon Swan. You voting, man? I'm just messing with you, bro. Marlene, I hope all's well for you. Anyway, man, we'll talk a little bit about this stuff tonight because I think it's like I think there's a lot of stuff that should be said, right? A lot of things should be talked about. And I think people should leave questions, man. Any questions that you got, man, ask them. Let's talk about it. Charlie Parker, my guy, always in the building. Definitely appreciate you. Long Beach in the spot. Big Chad. Long Beach in here. Okay. Kelly Sunshine. Hi, how's everyone doing today? Shout it out, Chad. Flip in the house. What's up, Maine tapping in? Okay, glad to have Maine in the building. They don't let us vote for president of the U.S. Virgin Islands. I know, I'm just messing with you, homie. Is that crazy? San Diego, the Sea Dog and Cooper show. Man, this brother's always chiming in, man. Definitely appreciate you, man. People go check out his show, man. Jamie's in the house. I can't keep up the news anymore. Is Trump actually looking at a prison sentence? Well, actually, yes. But we'll talk about that. What would happen? What would happen if Trump went to jail? Like, would the Secret Service have to be in jail with him to protect him? Isn't it like a crazy-ass scenario? Or does his Secret Service all go away because he's in jail? Would Trump be the big homie? Hey, everybody, I hope that every one of you guys are having a blessed and beautiful day. We'll take some questions tonight, man. We'll talk a little bit about the Trumpster. Big Chad, we're checking in Chicago. If he is going to jail, so what about Bill Clinton for that Monica scandal? So anyway, man, let's talk about it a little bit, right? Some people might get pissed off, but we need you to hit that like. We got 80 people in the house. Hit the like, man. It helps us out, right? And some people might be like, man, why are you begging for likes, man? Just hit the like button. Cut it out. Take his case, Chad. You'll win. Almost came up in here with my suit on, man. You guys like that picture with my suit on? Acting like I, almost faking at the highest level. Man, I'm on my way to New York to represent Trump. Ain't that something? His first step back got me out of prison, and it'd be crazy for me to go down there and just be the paralegal behind the scenes, right? They probably don't know that dudes like that been in jail are some of the smartest paralegals around. He might benefit from a good paralegal. Yes, it did, homie. Were you guys shocked to see me in a suit, no hat? Hello, Chad. The first time I've been able to catch you live, I did one of them audio books. Send me an email. Hey, listen, get us 50 likes, man. This brother gets a brother or sister, because sometimes I don't know. Got it wrong the other day. They get an audio book. So anyway, suited and booted. You know how it goes. What's suited and booted mean? In prison, it means you're ready to go. You're about to handle some business. You're going to the hole. So you got your boots on. You got your khakis on. You're ready to go. No personal stuff, man. It is what it is. Thank you all who support the channel. For sure, Country always here, man. Country's a big part of this channel. Been here for a long time and definitely appreciate him. How do I buy the audiobook? You just got to email me. I sell the audiobooks for $25. Hit that like. We need 4 more likes to get this individual a free audiobook. First U.S. president to go to prison, right? Well, damn, Sad. You already got him convicted? What the hell's going on? Don't convict the man. We need 3 more likes and we're going to get into the content. I'm late, but I'm here. You're not that late. You're just about 5 minutes late, but it's all right. You showed up. How do I send you an email? Country, put up that email for them, please. So anyway, there's the 50 likes. That person gets a free book. Just email me. You think he's going to Big Sandy? No, it's a state case. He's definitely not going to Big Sandy. I feel like I got like them allergies again or something, man. What the hell? Who would Trump run with in Big Sandy? Who do you think he'd run with? He'd run with the white dudes. You know that. I mean, unless the Secret Service was there holding him down. But anyway, I mean, listen, man, check this out. Let's really get into it, right? Let's talk about it. Because there might be some people tuning in that, yeah, the feds passed on the charges. They said, nah, we're good. And let's keep it real. And people will be like, oh man, I hate Trump or I love Trump. Well, we'll talk about Trump tonight. Let's talk about him. I think it's horrible, right? What's up, country? I think he's become a DC black. Get out of here. Let's keep it real, right? I think if his name wasn't Donald Trump, if he wasn't who he was, the prosecution would not have indicted him. They just wouldn't have. I think they indicted him because it's politically motivated. That's what I really think. And some people will be like, well, you know what? No one's above the law. Like I've seen people saying that. And you're right. No one's supposed to be above the law, right? He probably did break the law, but it's definitely a witch hunt. People break the law every day and don't go to jail. They don't get arrested. But I'm sure that there's going to be people investigating this prosecutor, right? This district attorney. See what he's got in his background and in his closet. And I'm sure they're going to find something, trust me. Hell, look into Hunter Biden, got $1.5 billion from China. So like I said, I don't think that if his name wasn't Donald Trump, he wouldn't be arrested for, what do you get? 34 counts? The hush money, falsifying business records. Who the hell gets arrested in New York for falsifying business records? No one's above the law. But like his lawyer said this, but no one's below the law either, right? Like if that's the case, then you should just go out and arrest everybody and clog up the courts. Anyone that's ever done what he's done. Did he pay hush money? What do you think? I mean, on both, on McDougal and on Stormy. Oh, Stormy was the storm that really caused him trouble, isn't she? He was running for president. And he's like, wow, man, we don't want this stuff to come out. If this stuff comes out, it's going to look bad. But I mean, he did some crazy things, right? He said some crazy things that came out and it didn't hurt him. He probably didn't even need to pay the hush money. Did he pay it? What do you think? And then his lawyer, man, Cohen. This guy, you know what? This guy's a jerk off. You want the truth? He's a real jerk off. That's my opinion. Cohen is a jerk off. He's a piece of shit. When he gets on here and he says, you know what? I had to do what was right for my country first. Like, dude, who wrote that for you? Did you write that yourself? That's his soundbite. Let me tell you why that clown did what he did, right? Because it's common in the federal system. He got an agreement. They came and they were like, look, dude, we're about to light your ass up. We're about to send you to jail, homie. So you can make this easy on yourself because we got the stuff that we need. And, we hate this guy. So if you want to help yourself out, this is probably what you need to do. You want to go to jail? And he's like, hell no, I don't want to go. He wasn't a tough guy. Remember when he'd be walking around with Trump and he'd talk shit to people on the phone? He was a tough dude, right? And Trump was taking care of his cat, man, financially. The guy was living good. I mean, he can say what he wants, but the dude was living good. He's, Trump's right-hand man at the time. But it always goes that way, right? It's always your right-hand man. But he didn't do it for his country. He didn't do it for his family. He did this shit because he didn't want to go to jail, man. He did it because he didn't want to go to jail. That's it. And same thing like the rapper 6ix9ine getting beat up and this and that, talking all that shit. He did what he did on that case because he didn't want to go to jail. Like, I'm not trying to go to jail. And Cohen, and I don't want no white dudes to get mad at me, but he's like, hey, buddy, whatever you need, man. I'm not going in there. I'm scared as hell, man. I'm white and I'm a lawyer. I can't go to jail. And they're like, well, don't worry about it, buddy. Started massaging him, brought him up there, to the federal building. They start meeting with him and he makes his deal. So he don't go to jail. He didn't do it for his country. He didn't give a shit about the country. So what people are saying is Dumps Rich let him get away with any crime. No, I'm not saying you let people just get away with any crime, but it's a nonsense crime. It's like jaywalking. If you jaywalk, you think everyone in New York City should be arrested when they jaywalk? I mean, if that's the case, let's do it. Biden would run with the Choles. So, this is the deal. What else does this whole Trump arrest mean, right? Do you think that this is going to motivate the people to come out and vote for him? Do you think his lawyers can prolong this thing? If it's racism too, the DA Alvin Bragg lets all the black criminals walk and go after Trump with this BS. Well, I don't know about that, brother. I mean, there's a lot of Now, the white Denzel, I mess with you hardcore, bro, but a lot of black people get arrested in New York City only. I do criminal law work every day. And some dudes get their ass lit up. Trump isn't a puppet. That's why the left is scared. So, I mean, does this incite people to come out and vote? Chad, none of us care if Trump supporters support Trump harder because of this. I think you're going to have, people come out and support him that maybe might not have supported him. Do I agree with a lot of the stuff that he did? Probably not. Probably not, man. I think like if Trump would have, went into office and not said and did the things that he did, I think he was probably good for the country to a certain extent, right? Now, make no mistake about it. I mean, we can talk all we want about Trump, but it was his administration that passed the First Step Act. For those of you that don't know, he's the dude that called up, Mitch McConnell, Kentucky, and said, hey, look, we're getting ready. This stuff's getting ready to end. This bill's in. The new year's coming. Things are going to end. This needs to happen like tonight. Look, you need to make this First Step Act happen, brother. And he made it happen. And because of it, no matter who likes it, the truth is the truth. It's going to make people, it helped people get out of prison. It did. Was it the big criminal justice reform package that we really needed? No. But did it fix a lot of bullshit? Yeah. And for those that are tuning in that don't know my story, I had a 40-year federal prison sentence. When Trump got elected, it deflated my being. I was at the door. And you guys want to know the truth? Hillary Clinton was like, these are my top 5 things I'm going to do. I think number 3 was criminal justice reform. And I was at my door watching. And you want to hear it? This is it. When Trump got elected, I teared up, man. I started to cry because I felt like, damn, man, I'm fucked. I ain't getting out. It's over. This guy's tough on crime, talking about giving the death penalty to nonviolent drug offenders. It's over with. And I had wrote an article about it, and it was published. And I think they might have quoted it in the USA Today. And some people from Yale, I think, quoted it in one of their reports, how I stood at my door, man. And I was teary-eyed, man. Not just for me, but for all the men in there that deserved a second chance. All the women that deserved a second chance. Thinking, man, we are not going to get it. Trump is the president, and we're not going to get it. And then you know what happens? You know what happens. Ivanka, Jared, they're pushing Trump like, yo, bro, man, we got to do this. We got to make this happen. And he made it happen, man. That First Step Act, he made it happen. And because of it, I had an opportunity to get out of prison. People don't know. People like Guy Fisher, New York, first black man to ever own the Apollo, went to prison without a GED, left with a doctorate degree. Got out of prison because of the First Step Act that was passed under the Trump administration. Do I like when he said he could grab any woman by the woo-woo? No. If he grabbed my mother's woo-woo, I don't care how much money he's got, we might have to start swinging them things. But no, I didn't like when he did that. I didn't like when he made fun of the kid that was in the wheelchair. Like some of that stuff, no, you don't have to do that, man. But I also think that we needed someone that was hard-nosed. Someone's like, you know what? You want to do some BS to us, man? Here's some back. You know what, China? You want to play games? You just can't ship your products over here. If you do, we're going to tax the shit out of you. You want to play games? Like, look at what they're doing now. Like China and Russia and all these places, they're trying to devalue the dollar. They're creating their own currency, right? That's just been in the news within the last week. Like, people don't respect us. And this is why I wouldn't have arrested Trump. I would have never indicted him or anything like that because, man, it looks bad on the country, right? It's a bullshit crime. It's a minor crime. It's a petty-ass crime. It's a felony. It's a Class E felony, right? It's a felony what he did. He falsified his business records, that son of a bitch. If we don't get him or one like him, we're going to be communist. Country was rocking. Now what the hell has Biden done? Except make America into a third world country. When you arrest a former president, like the first president to ever be indicted, there's another, who was arrested driving their horse and buggy? He was speeding. What president was that? Damn sure wasn't Nixon. But Truman? It was someone. But they actually indict this dude on 34 felony counts. Yeah, Tony, it's 34 felonies. But let me tell you what they do. They trump up the charges, right? You could have 34 felonies for, falsifying business records, and you can be convicted of all 34 of them. And you know what they're going to do? If they give you 1.5 to 3 years in prison, They're going to give you 1.5 to 3 on all 34 counts. And you only do 1.5 to 3. They're going to run them concurrent. They all go together, all part of the same course of conduct. So that's, I mean, it's nonsense. So what you do is you indict this cat and you embarrass us, man. You embarrass the country. Why couldn't they just let the dude just go away, right? Because it's still a crime, my boy. Well, Tony, you might be a liberal, right? But that's all right if you're a bleeding heart liberal, because I'm a liberal only on criminal justice reform stuff. You know what I mean? It's still a crime. Yeah, well, you know what, Tony, you ever jaywalk? Because if you have, they should probably arrest you. He's an embarrassment. You know what, man? Is Joe Biden an embarrassment? Does anybody feel like Joe's an embarrassment a little bit? Like, da, 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 da. You're like, holy shit, spit it out, boy, spit it out, son. It's all right. I'm not mad at you, Tony. Hey, Chad, just finished the book. Shouldn't have ordered it from Amazon. It's all right. Don't trip, man. Don't trip. Chatting with Stacks in that building. We appreciate you. But it is an embarrassment to the country that a former president of the United States is indicted, arrested, taken to court. What do you think all these other countries are doing? They're laughing at us, man. They're laughing at us, man. We don't have control, man. Like, we owe China all this money. It's not like China's going to show up and be like, yo, look, check this out, right? You guys owe us all these billions of dollars, so go ahead and give us New York and PA, man. We're cool. Like, if they came over here talking that shit, we'd be like, yeah, right. I mean, would that be a crime? Like, we owe these people all this money. Why haven't we paid them back? Tony's been embarrassing the country for years. Well, you know what? The people voted him in, right? And let me tell you about President Trump. Dudes would stand around. We'd watch the debates, right? And it was like a comedy show. I'm not going to lie to you. When, who was that? Fiona or whatever, the Hewlett Packard lady. I mean, he said some wild shit. Like, you got a face only a mother can love. We're like, what the fuck? And then, he tells, who did he tell that he couldn't be elected a dog catcher? Was that Marco Rubio? And you're like, Dan Huerta, we have Blood on the Razor on the audiobook. You can email us. We sell copies of the audiobook for $25. But I mean, we're watching this stuff in prison and we're dying. We're rolling. This is like a comedy show. And then it's like he's just knocking people off. You're like, holy shit. He's knocking people off. And then when we talk about the Republican Party, let's talk about the fact that I think he's ahead, right? Wasn't he ahead? He's like rocking the Republican Party again. Are they scared that let me see, because I took a picture of this. Let's read a little something, all right? Let's check this out. Oh, no, that's El Chapo. The case will remove Mr. Trump from the campaign trail for court appearances and may happen out of range of cameras and microphones. New York is an outlier among the states in banning live television and radio coverage of cases in trial court, according to the Fund for Modern Courts. The indictment in the hush money case could solidify Mr. Trump's standing among GOP voters. Several recent polls show his lead in the 2004 primary widening. What? But it could also serve to remind swing voters of the constant controversy that surrounds him. I agree with both. The former president is facing investigations in the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot by a mob of his supporters to interfere with the certification of President Biden's victory and separate attempts to overturn his election defeat in Georgia, as well as his handling of classified documents at his Florida resort. He denies any wrongdoing. Like, I think it's going to incite people to come vote, man. I mean, there was some rioters out there doing some bullshit, whatever. You know what I mean? But I feel like I got one of them. You ever be breathing and you feel something in there like, woo, like, yo, grab me. And you're like, yo, I can't. I'm on camera right now, dude. That's how I feel right now. Trump's running around stealing money and Biden's still struggling to complete a sentence. I mean, just horrible, right? I mean, it's horrible that our politics are like this, man. And the taxpayer dollars are footing the bills for all this bullshit, right? Run for president. Boy, if I ran for president, boy, yo, I'm here, homie, so I'm glad I caught the hour-long show tonight, right? Anyway, it's an embarrassment to the country. Other people are laughing at us. They think we're a joke. They think we're soft. If you think other countries don't think we're soft, you're sadly mistaken, man. And, you just have to equate things to life in general. The lion is the king. What happens when the lion gets old, right? He's the king of the pride. He gets old. He loses his position, right? It's time to go away. loses his position. So is our country like that? Like we were the lions and we're getting old, and are they getting ready to do something to us? Do they not respect us? In prison, you know, there's always power in numbers, right? And there's always leaders. There's leaders in prison. They're usually the guys that talk well, the guys that got a couple dollars, the guys that can influence people, the guys that sometimes can manipulate people to do what they want. And not always in a bad way. You manipulate people for the good. A lot of times for the good. If you need people to go out there and do something, then, that's for the good of the community, whatever car you're in, whatever gang you're in, then people do it, man. The biggest problem in this country is that we have devalued all of our labor to the point we're all bottom feeding. When the lions get old, he gets taken out, period. That's it. The younger lions take the old ones out. Chad, would you only need to jog or power walk for president? If Trump get locked up, he has the keys for the white car when he touches down. All anyone has to do is watch the news from other countries, especially Australian news. I mean, do you really want to lose your country, man? Everybody's out here having a good time, right? And, people are doing what they want and enjoying life. And, you got a little money to spend. You can watch, UFC fight if you want. But what happens if you lose your country? I mean, that's something serious. And if you think that you're not losing the country, well, you're sadly mistaken. Or, I mean, is it going to happen tomorrow? Probably not. But what about our kids? And what about our kids' kids? I mean, here you go. Here goes a prison analogy, right? And we talked about this before with Rosso. Robert Rosso. You guys remember Robert? Anyway, the dirty white boys were like the head of the food chain at one time in the federal prison system, right? And people say the ABs were. Okay, whatever. I mean, you pick a group. And what happens is this. When you're at the top, right? Let's say you're dirty white boy gang and you're at the top, right? For the white gangs, because there was more of them. That's why they had the power. They had really no structure, but they had the power because they had people, man. Power in numbers. And eventually everybody starts hating the dirty white boy gang, the armed guys, the sack dudes. People want to fight them. Because they were at the top of the food chain, man. So all these other groups want to take over. It's the same thing here, man. United States, you've been at the top of the food chain for so long. Look at the Roman Empire. Look what happened to that. I mean, if you believe in the Bible, I mean, there's a lot of truth in that Bible, man. I mean, things are happening, so you got to be careful. I'm not like on your preaching, man, like doomsday, watch out, here they come, they're going to get us. So-and-so's the Antichrist, it's over. Chad, run, wow. We're not doing any of that stuff, but I just think that when you look at things, hey, we say the channel's real and raw, just look at things. Just look at life. Look at life. Seems like everywhere I go, man, everybody's high. Everybody's smoking weed. Like, man, they got the best shit over there on Ridge Road, man. Like, they got like 100 dispensaries opening up, right? Like, and if you're so high that you're dozing, how are you ever going to accomplish anything, man, in life? Like, what's up? Tony, Blue Norris got stabbed and AB didn't fall. Well, tell me that the AB runs the federal prison system. Tell me that. I want to hear that. Because they don't. There's like 2 of them on a yard at a time. I mean, they got that new big indictment. But, dude, when you go to a yard and you got 120 independents, white independents, that don't want no gang members on the yard, what do you think's going to happen? What up, Chad? I finally made it to a live. Love your content from Indiana. Okay, Indiana in the house. I was in the hole with Wendell. So, not preaching doomsday, but something is coming. You can bet on it. Something is coming, man. Something is coming. How many people think that it's an embarrassment? How many people think that they should have never, like, indicted Trump? I mean, okay, if he kills somebody and he does an SO crime or, something serious, right? Not some minute-ass Class E felony. Is it a Class E or a Class D? 2 1/3 to 7, 1 1/2 to 3 in prison, more than likely probation. Who thinks that they should have never done that? Our eggs back down from $3 for 18-pack in New York. I mean, and check this out. Is he going to get some people on his jury? But legit, Trump did a great job for America. Take away all the feelings toward his personality and look at how things ran. Now we're in an episode of Jerry Springer talking about what's your pronouns. Trump is making a statement tonight. Well, I look forward to seeing that. And And we'll talk about the Republican Party. Like, who else do they got? Who do they got? Marco Rubio, who doesn't hardly show up for anything in the Senate, any votes. Ted Cruz. Are you serious? Ted Cruz, he clerked for the Supreme Court, and what was he? Scalia's clerk. Like, these people, man, these people are not cut out for the job, man. They're not. Let me ask you guys this, because you're all, especially Tony. Whoever's running the feds, you're telling me they wouldn't hit their general if he was skimming money? Let me tell you something. It doesn't really work that way, but there's plenty of generals. There's plenty of shot callers that do bad shit in there and nothing happens to them. You know why? Because people are scared of them, because they have the power, because the people follow that individual. So no, a lot of times it doesn't work that way, but anyway, let me see. Let me get back on track. We were talking about what, the Republicans. Anyway, and the Democrats, like, who do we really got? And I want to ask you this, because Tony, you're a taxpayer, and it seems like you're kind of like on the liberal side there. Let's take Charles Schumer, for instance, New York State, right? New York State senator. He's got like 20 offices, right? He's got an office in Rochester with staff. He's got an office in Albany with staff. He's got an office in Middletown. He's got an office in New York City. Got an office in Washington, D.C. Who's footing the bill for all that stuff? Who's paying all them staff members? Who's paying the rent in them buildings that they're renting out? You are. Do you think you need all them offices, man? Because when you call the people, they don't do shit for you. They don't do shit. DeSantis is in second. Even DeSantis, man, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. DeSantis is pulling second in the Republican Party. The second party system is a good tag team. Spencer DeSantis all the way. So, I mean, even DeSantis, right? Like, there's some stuff that he's done that I'm like, okay, I respect that. I do. I respect some of the stuff that he's done. But, there's some other stuff out there, too. Trump isn't a puppet, Tony. That's why they're trying to make him look bad. And you know what? Some people might get mad, because now we'll talk about this part. I did an interview with these cats the other day, right? All college kids, going to Purdue, Indiana State. And I asked him at the end, what do you think about Trump? He's getting arrested tomorrow. And we discussed that, right? Young kids, man, in Ivy League schools. And we had a good little thing. When it comes out, I'm going to post it on our community. You guys go check them out. But let's talk about, I got to be careful. We don't want to get like zapped right on YouTube, because I do enjoy doing this stuff. Kevin in the he's someone's puppet. He's someone's puppet. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about this, because this is what I talked to them kids. I vote anti-pedophile. Okay, hold on one second, because I got something coming up on here that won't come down. I don't know what happened right there. The GOAT, I just deleted your comment on accident, so don't get mad. All right? Bro, we were locked up together. Remember me? You washed my back and then you snatched. Scam lessons. Yeah, you're a creep. I do remember you, bro, and I remember that midget knocked you out and did pull-ups on your back, and you were yelling, "Why won't the white car save me? Why won't the white car save me?" When they write shit like that, man, just zap them all the way, dude. Like, get them out of here. We always get these gay dudes in here, man, that want to talk shit about people, when we really do try to do some good stuff over here. You know what I mean? But anyway, we talked about the offices, has a lot of neocon friends. I don't mind being the unpopular opinion. Well, I'm not mad at you, bro. I mean, that's what it's about. Like, don't think that I'm just here like, oh, man, I love Trump, because a lot of stuff I didn't love about him. I didn't. Did he make me laugh a lot? Yeah. Did he pass criminal justice reform that helped not only me, but numerous people, including many African-American fathers and mothers? Yeah, he did. He did do all that stuff, right, under his administration. Was he the architect of it? Not really. He wasn't really the architect of it, but, I mean, he made it happen. His people wanted it to happen. Jared was pushing that criminal justice. Another big guy from the Coke industries, Republicans, right? Mark Holden, he had a lot of influence, but, that's what it is. So let's talk a little bit more about Trump, because people, I should say this, and I don't know, I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to say it. Um, did I believe I got to answer this? Kim Kardashian was what? So let me tell you something, Tony, if you don't know. The judge that went to the White House to visit Trump with Kim Kardashian, we interviewed him on this channel. He actually wrote an article about me that was published in the USA Today while I was in prison. Um, Phenomenal guy, man. He cares about people. And I also interviewed the kid, Chris Young, that Trump met with Kim Kardashian about with that judge. So anyway, let me say this about Trump, right? Some people might get mad, but we're going to call it both ways. I don't think he's the smartest cat around. I don't. I don't think he's the smartest cat. I mean, he had some stuff fail in his life. A lot of businesses, right? A lot of businesses failed. People are like, he's a great businessman. Well, I mean, he did bounce back and all that, but what was it? The Taj Mahal went under. I mean, he's had a bunch of things go under. I think that he's just like a regular cat, man, with a whole bunch of money. He's a regular cat with a whole bunch of money. This man was eating KFC. He's the president. He's like, yo, get me some KFC, man. He reminds me of like one of my white uncles. Yeah, all my uncles are white, but like one of the dudes that like sit back, watch football, order pizza and wings, drink a beer. Maybe he don't drink beer because I know he says he's not into that because of his brother and all of that stuff. And I mean, do I think he's like, this will shock you, but I'm from California. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think he's the smartest cat. I think he said and says sometimes some dumb shit. I think that's what, got him jammed up. Do I think it was possible the longer that he stayed in there, he could have got us involved in something serious? Yeah, I think that's possible too. But do I think that he wasn't going to play no games? Like if he had to make things happen? Yeah. And I think he had advisors around him. Some guys took off. Some guys didn't like him. He had advisors around him, military advisors, some of the people that took off that were a lot smarter than him, right? And at the end of the day, I mean, the president's supposed to be the guy that calls the shots, but I think that, if it really came down to it, he would listen to his people. Like, look, bro, we can't do that. We can't press that button, and this is why. Don't do it. And I think he would listen to the people because I think he did understand that these people have been doing this shit a whole lot longer than him. They're much more educated on military stuff. And I think he would have listened. But I think there was potential to get us in trouble at times. I do. But, like the Kim Jong-un shit and all of that. Yeah. What's up? You want to play games? What's up? Bro, you're running your mouth too much. That's like prison. Like, yo, man, you got dudes in prison, man. They keep pushing the envelope, and then you got to punch them in the mouth. You don't have to stab. You just got to punch them in the mouth. Bang. There you go. How you like that? Huh? You like this prison? You want to stay here? Or you want to get a transfer? Because we could both leave. I mean, I feel like, he's that type of dude. And he had to do stuff like that, man. Only president that didn't put boots on the ground. He was in love with Kim Jong. He went over there and let him know what the business was, right? How many other presidents? Let me tell you guys something. Remember this, right? How many other presidents were willing to go meet with the dude that's talking, I'm going to do this for your country? How many? None, right? None. But remember this, because this is a teachable moment for people. You can't fix something you won't face. Remember that. I'm going to say that again. You can't fix something you won't face. How can you fix it if you won't talk with the people, right? Hey, look, man, check this out. This is what it is, man. We're a whole lot more powerful than you. We could actually, man, like get rid of you if we really wanted to. So just breathe easy, man. Don't threaten us. Don't do all that BS, man. And Kim Jong-un can say what he wanted after and all. Listen, man, he knew that Trump meant business. Biden, they're like, who is this man? He's nobody. like they don't respect the dude, man. And you know what? There's times where I felt like Biden was just a regular old Joe, for real. Like he's just a regular old Joe, right? He's done some bullshit and, but who doesn't, man? Who doesn't? Who doesn't do bullshit in life? I came out here, man. I used to tell people like, wow, man, I've been gone so long, but being in prison, you learn stuff and you learn to use your brain and you can analyze things. And I'm walking around and I'm like, man, people out here are living to die. People out here are just like running like scams, dude. Like this shit, people are just full of shit. Like you own this car business, right? And I buy a car from you. 6 months later, like something happens to the car and I'm like, yo, what's up, dude? Like, yo, the airbag on the bottom of the truck isn't working. Like, what's up? They're talking about it's $2,000. And he's like, oh man, let me call. Then they call back. Hey, look, we found another problem. And next thing I know, we're at $8,000. The car dealer says, look, man, I'll split it with you, Chad. I'm going to pay 4, you pay 4. I'm like, all right, cool. But I didn't want to pay $4,000. But I had to tell the dude, like, yo, do you know these people? Because they keep calling here talking about the car needs this part and it's $1,800. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, man, I'm going to call him and tell him, man, just be done. And all of a sudden, that, the guy that ran the car dealership called the other dealership and was like, yo, what's up? They obviously had a relationship. Now all of a sudden, everything's good, right? Like, people run cons, man. People are always scamming, man. You don't think it's weird that he tried so hard to keep those classified documents? Come on, dude. I mean, everybody does this shit, dude. Everybody does. You want to know something? Maybe he didn't even realize what he had. What about Joe Biden? Did he realize what he had at his crib? Like, come on, man. And then they get this Merrick Garland. He's the attorney general. I mean, he's like a big old goofball too, right? If you ask me, he's pissed. He got nominated to the Supreme Court and got axed. Obama's like, yo, this is our guy. And Trump's like, oh, no, I'm here. You're out of here. But look at some of his decisions. What was it in the D.C. circuit, right? He's an outsider who's exposing the swamp, and Democrats are scared to death of him. His crimes were misdemeanors, and they turn them into felonies. Look at the prices, shortage of everything. First president to ever do so. Biden have them all of a sudden. That's off the news. Yeah. It all depends on what news you watch, Chad. I agree with that. I mean, everybody has their objective, right? CNN has their objective. Fox has their objective. People paint the narrative that they want people to hear. And so many people don't actually sit back and analyze stuff. They're just like, yep, they said it, so I'm going to go with it. And, there were times where even from prison, like my mom, I'm like, who you voting for? She's like, I'm voting for Trump. Maybe I shouldn't have told people that, right? But like, who you voting for? Trump. I'm like, why are you voting for him? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? Why are you voting for him? I don't know. And I'm like, damn, Mom, you don't know? She's like, well, that Biden's a piece of... And I'm like, well, why? Why do you say that? Oh, they said it on Fox News. I'm like, okay. I mean, that's how you're basing, who you're voting on, based on what they said on Fox News and CNN? No way, man. Look at things for what they really are, man. You still hear about Trump having documents, Biden having them made the news one day and forgotten. Do you think Trump can beat the rap, Chad? This is something that we're going to talk about. Can he beat the rap? Do you think that there's going to be people that get on that jury that are Trump supporters that pretend I'm not a Trump supporter? I'm unbiased. Somebody's going to get on there that's a Trump supporter. So I'm going to predict that he gets a hung jury. I mean, the cat's going to trial probably, right? Do you think Trump can beat the rap? I mean, I think that do your own research for sure. Who watches CNN or MSNBC? Don't lie, because my cheddar is on more than half. I mean, I watch CNN. I've watched MSNBC. In prison, a lot of dudes watch CNN. But do I think he can beat the rap? I think he's probably going to get a hung jury at some point, somewhere. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear that, Coco Melon? Wheels on the bus go round and round. I hear it. My wife's probably trying to calm the boys down. And not here 40 minutes, but it's all good. Anyway, it's hard to talk with that blaring upstairs. So do I think he can beat the rap? I think there's going to be people on that jury where he's going to keep getting hung juries, man. He'll be running Big Sandy by lunchtime if he goes there. He's not going to federal prison. It's a state charge. But the feds are also investigating, right? Don't watch any of them, including Fox. I think that they're just going to push their agenda. He's trying to run for president. I think, that hurt him trying to run again because they're like, man, we're going to make sure this cat don't make it. We got to do something to stop him. We don't want what happened last time to happen. I don't think one charge will stick. It was that if it was that serious, he would have been remanded. They wouldn't remand the former president. I mean, who knows what they would have done, right? He's going to beat it because it's a weak case, and I think it was a mistake overcharging him with 34 weak felonies. Well, that's what the government does, right? That's what prosecutors do. They overcharge people. People are like, yeah, man, you should have did it. And now all these, felons and people that are committing crimes are like cheering on the DA. Like, let me tell you something, man. Not all prosecutors, but a lot of them are not very nice people, man. Cold-hearted. Let me give you an example. When I lost trial and was getting sentenced, they were in there giving each other pounds, man. Like, yeah, what's up, man? We got him. We gave him 40 years, bro. They were happy. My mother's in the courtroom crying. I deserve to go to prison. I always tell people that. But I didn't deserve 40 years. But they're in there giving each other dabs. How do you know it's a weak case? I don't know. Because the news said it. Well, we know it's a weak case because look at the people that they got that are going to testify. Michael Cohen, his other buddy there too, is going to testify, right? They testified at the grand jury. And you know what his defense is? I don't know what you're talking about. I paid Michael Cohen legal fees. What Michael Cohen decided to do with that is on him. I bet you they don't have Trump on a text message talking. Well, maybe, I don't know, because he'd be on that Twitter and all that stuff. Maybe they got, I don't think they got him on there. Like, yo, bro, make sure you pay old Stormy that 130 grand. And the people, you know, that buy the McDougal story, I don't think they have any direct evidence like that. I think what they're going to do is they're going to bring Cohen in there and he's going to talk about how much he loves the country, man. I love this country so much, man. This is why I'm doing this to my old best friend. And you know what, man? The truth is, I didn't want to go to fucking jail. And now they got me in the Hucklebuck. They got him in the Hucklebuck, man. Yo, check this out, Cohen. How'd you like going to federal prison? Where was he at? Schuylkill at the camp? Ended up getting out early on the CARES Act. They're like, check this out, homie. We can charge you in New York too, man. And they don't have the CARES Act over here. So what are you going to do? You're going to come down here and testify at this grand jury? And he's like, how stressed out you think he was, man? He thought this shit was over with. Next thing you know, we got the people at the door. 10-4, I'm at his door now. We're going to have a talk with him. Yeah, the district attorney. Yeah, this is the private. Yeah, this is the investigator. They go down there and give him the business. Yo, bro, check this out. This is what it is, man. They call up his lawyer. Yo, check this out. Check this out, right? Yeah, Cohen, we need him. If not, we're going to charge him. He'll be right on down to your office. What time you want him there, buddy? He'll be there. I promise he'll be there on time. And Cohen went down there and did his thing, man, at the grand jury. Doesn't mean he can go in there and perjure himself. Tony, we're dealing with reality over here, bro. People get on the stand every day in courtrooms throughout this country. Law enforcement officers, lawyers, criminal defendants, cooperating informants, and they perjure themselves every single day. It doesn't work how you think it works. I promise you that. It just doesn't. I think they got a bed waiting for him at Big Sandy, Beaumont, or Pollock since they say he a gangster. He's not going to federal prison. At least not right now. He's not. State case. Do you think it all comes down to money? I don't think it all comes down to money. I think it all comes down to, we're a society that hates each other, right? I hate this guy, and the Republicans hate this guy. And you know what? The Democrats, we hate that guy. Instead of putting, people over politics, they put politics over people. These people, these are some of the worst people in the world, dude. Like, our politicians are like the worst. Senators, congressmen, they gossip about each other. Let me give you an example, right? You go to federal prison, you think, well, this is federal prison, and these people right here, they're all federal employees, man. They're probably good people. They're running around gossiping about each other. They're running around banging each other, yeah, that kind of banging. They're like, yo, what's up? She's married to this dude, and dude's trying to bang his co-worker's wife, see you tonight. Your husband's working late. This is the stuff that's going on, right? And those of you that work in offices, and you might even work at a pizza shop, this is what people do, man. They run around and gossip about each other. I hate that guy. One guy hates you. Now 2 guys hate you. 2 turns into 4. 4 turns into 8. 8 turns into 16. They all liked him when he was making them contributions, right? When he was a Democrat. He was giving out money. Hey, man, hit up Trump. We need some bread, man, for the campaign. Yo, Trump, what's up? Yo, what's going on? We need a donation, big dog. We need $2 million. It'll be on its way. But anyway, that's what I think it's all about. I'm going to tell you something about Kevin Gray. I put a story together about Kevin Gray and I didn't like it, man. It didn't come out good. But you know what? I probably should. Especially with Tony Lewis getting released and all of that stuff. Look at the laws they're trying to pass. Alex Jones was right 100. I don't know about old Alex Jones, man. Once in a while, I'd tune into some of them stations when I was in the hole, AM stations. What was it like back in the day? I would be in the hole. It's in the hole for 14 months. And you get coast to coast and all of that. And I'd listen to that stuff because I was so stressed out in the hole, man. And I'd listen to some of that stuff like, what was the other cat's name, man? He's a Republican cat. Real smart, younger dude. He's got a voice that doesn't match what he looks like. Damn, I can't think of this kid's name. I'll remember it and let you guys know. I'm out like a fat kid. I'm dodgeball. Okay. Like a fat kid in dodgeball. Slap that like button. It's all good, man. We got 155 likes, 209 people in the house tonight. We kicked it a little bit about Trump. I told you what I think. You can get Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. You want to know something? Not Rush Limbaugh. Ben Shapiro's a smart ass dude, man. That dude's a smart dude. Some people might not like him, but you know what? That cat's pretty swift, and he doesn't hold any punches. He tells it how it is, man. Go Google Ben Shapiro. Listen to some of the stuff he talks about. I used to listen to that dude, man. I really like that dude. Because I respect his intelligence, and I respect his I'm gonna tell you how it is. Is he biased a little bit at times because the Republican Party? Yeah, but if you listen to some of the stuff that he says, he's a pretty intelligent cat. Chad, run for president when you win. Let me run Fort Knox. Dude, I would love to be a senator or a congressman, bro. Maybe I should try it. What do you guys think? You see me in that suit today? Huh? Ben Shapiro has an unbelievably attractive sister. What? Sad. I know who you're talking about. You're crazy. You would be great at it, bro. They'd be booking me in New York City. I'd have new charges if I was a senator or a congressman. How you doing, Danielle? I should be back down that way in a month or so. Adam Casey. He's intelligent when he's speaking to college kids. You'd be doing a better job than what we got going now. Google his sister. She's beautiful. Come on, man. Let's not get on Ben Shapiro's sister, all right? Let her go, bro. Anyway, listen. Everybody have a good night. I'm going to go help my wife put I take that back. Put our kids to bed. I love them. I care about them. Sometimes I'll mess with her and be like, she'll be like, what happened? How'd that happen? I'll be like, your kids. But it's all good. I came in on you talking about somebody being really smart. I had to rewind to see what you were talking about. I know it wasn't Trump. Turtle Maine. It's Ben Shapiro. Go check him out, bro. You might get pissed if you listen to some of the stuff he talks about, but pretty intelligent cat. But anyway, yeah, I got to Google his sister now too, man. Why do you guys do that to me, man? Anyway, listen, tonight, man, just know, man, that we don't want to lose our country. I think it's an embarrassment that we arrested a former president and indicted him. I can understand if he was doing some serious shit. But if not, this minor shit that other people don't get arrested for, it's an embarrassment to the country. Other people are laughing at us. And I just think it sucks. But anyway, tonight, go tell your son that you love him. Tell your daughter that you love her. Let your wife know how important she is and how much you admire her and love her. It's important, man. Be the best father, be the best dad, be the best husband, the best son. Be the best you can be, man. Blood on the Razor Wire TV. Got some true crime stuff coming out. Got a couple good interviews coming out. Hope you guys enjoy them. Kevin Gray, we will definitely get with that story. I'm going to redo it and just start over. But anyway, Blood on the Razor Wire TV, with respect, until tomorrow, we're out.